The weather was perfect, the lights were bright, and man, there was some great football played on this Friday night. Welcome to Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. I'm Muddy River Sports Editor Matt Shuckman, coming to you from the Refreshment Services Pepsi studio in downtown Quincy. Man, we got a ton to talk about tonight too. Upsets, big wins, things happening for the first time. I mean, up and down the line, great comebacks, games that went down to the wire. It was a fun Friday night all throughout our area. We're going to get to it all. We've got guests lined up to join us here in studio and on the United Systems hotline. We're going to get to Pittsfield coach Zack Ferguson out of the gate here in about 10 minutes. Pittsfield with a huge win. First time ever beating Athens since joining the Sangamo Conference, so we'll get to that. Jack Cornell, Quincy Notre Dame coach, will join us here in the Refreshment Services Pepsi studio to break down a big-time win for the Raiders. And we'll go up and down the line. Guests lined up for both hours, so make sure you're here for till midnight with us again. Live from 10 to midnight every Friday night right here from downtown Quincy. And if you don't stay up with us, or if you're on the road traveling back from a game, or you can't be live with us, again, come back to our website, muddyriversports.com or muddyriver.tv, and you can find us the taped version later tonight or early tomorrow morning. Watch it whenever you want, because we're going to break down everything possible over the next 2 hours. But let's get to it. The Schottenkirk Toyota scoreboard right off the bat, starting right here in the Gym City. Quincy High School with a 42-13 victory over Alton at Flynn Stadium in the Blue Devils home opener. Devils off to a 2-0 start. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. Crosstown at Advanced Physical Therapy Field at 10th and Jackson. Big time win for the Notre Dame Raiders. Quincy Notre Dame 22, Richmond Burton 10. This is one that when we look back here in about 7 weeks and we're going, here's another reason why to fear the Raiders in the postseason, it's wins like this. Trust me, Class 2A, better watch out, because this team's building some steam right out of the gate. Down south in the St. Louis area, Hannibal goes on the road, picks up a 57-8 victory over St. Charles. Again, that game was over by halftime. Maybe one of the games of the night. Calhoun beats Camp Point Central 14-13. Scores with 2.4 seconds left I can't wait to hear more about this, because watching Central Illinois Sports video of that on YouTube was interesting, because every kid on the field wearing a white jersey for Camp Point Central was saying Connor Longnecker did not get in the end zone, and after a very long delay, the official said he did, got the touchdown. Calhoun kicks the extra point. Camp Point Central loses. Big-time game. Two other games in the WIVC North. Greenfield Northwestern beats Unity Payson 36-12. Winchester West Central holds off Brown County 10-8. Hornets had a chance to take the lead with less than 3 minutes to go and missed a 27-yard field goal that would have given them the lead. In Lincoln Land, Prairie Land action tonight, Macomb rallies with a late touchdown to beat Knoxville 22-19. Elmwood Brimfield beats Illini West 42-12. Farmington over West Hancock 60-28. Clarence Cannon Conference action out of Missouri. Congratulations, Mark St. Clair, the former Hannibal skipper, now the head coach at Bowling Green. Career victory number 200 tonight in his Hall of Fame career. Bowling Green takes down Palmyra 58-12. And I can say this, having known Mark St. Clair for more than 20 years, having covered all his teams at Hannibal, kudos. Kudos, Coach St. Clair. Number 200, you deserve it. You've been an institution in this area as a head coach, and just a fabulous person. So speaking for all of us that have dealt with you over the years, you earned it. Congratulations. Monroe City goes on the road to Montgomery County and gets a 58-18 victory. The South Shelby juggernaut continues 62-0 over West Tran. The Cardinals are just explosive offensively. Incredible the numbers they're putting up. Also on the Missouri side, Scotland County beats Highland 28-8. Salisbury over Mark Twain 10-6. And another big one of the night, Pittsfield beats Athens 14-7. A fourth down play. It was 4th and 5 with 4:19 to go in the fourth quarter, and Draven Peterball hauls in a 59-yard touchdown pass on 4th down to give Pittsfield the win. He was wide open, a tight end, playing tight end, Peterball over the middle, wide open, nobody near him, turns it upfield and turns it into a 59-yard touchdown play. Pittsfield joined the Sangamo Conference in 2014. First time they've ever beat Athens in all those years. That's a big-time win. And then another big one for Pleasant Hill, 20-0 over Beardstown. Pleasant Hill, we talked about them having a chance at the Class 1A level to be something special this year with their size, the depth of their roster, and a lot of returnees. Well, a 20-0 victory over Beardstown is proof of that. Coming off a narrow loss last week to Triopia, that was an 8-6 game. So again, up and down the line, big wins for teams throughout our area, wins that are going to determine whether teams get into the playoffs or not. And and we'll talk to Pittsfield coach Zack Ferguson here in a few minutes, and then we'll be joined by QND coach Jack Cornell here in the studio. But both of those wins tonight are big because you look at what's the remainder of their schedules, and you start thinking, okay, you got to get to 5 wins to become playoff eligible. You got to get to 6 to be guaranteed a playoff spot. And now with week 2 victories, especially when both teams played well in week 1, that sets them up to make a run, to make sure that they're not lingering with 4 wins going into week 9 and wondering what's going to happen, win or lose that week 9. If they can put themselves in positions now because of these early season victories to be in that spot when week 7, week 8, week 9 get there to where they're chasing 6 wins, maybe even 7 wins, good things can happen. So again, some big time victories for teams from our area tonight, and some really interesting games. You look at the WIVC North with, Calhoun edging out Camp Point Central, and that was a game where Camp Point returned the opening kickoff of the game to Calhoun's 45-yard line, scored on the very first play. Zach Weir with a 45-yard touchdown run. Calhoun came back and scored. Then it became a defensive battle. Elijah Gennebacher with a 60-yard interception return for Camp Point's other score. That was late in the first quarter. It made it 13-7. Nobody scored again until the final 2.4 seconds in the game. And, man, it'll be interesting to hear what Brad Dixon has to say, and I don't think we're going to get a chance to talk to him here tonight. That's a long ride home from Calhoun County, and we know cell phone service on those roads coming back from Calhoun isn't the best. So I don't know if we're going to be able to get him on the phone tonight on the United Systems hotline, but it's going to be interesting. They hadn't lost a regular season game in 3 years. So that is interesting. Brown County is now 0-2, and we're hoping to talk to Brown County coach Tom Little a little later this hour. Brown County is now 0-2, and they've only allowed 18 points on the season. They're that good defensively, but they played 2 really stout defensive teams. So, again, another team to watch for. Quincy High School, again, offensively, scored 35 points in the first half, kind of put it on cruise control in the second half, 42-13 over Alton. We saw Mike Ferreira of Hannibal score 3 rushing touchdowns tonight. Again, a lot of really good individual offensive efforts. McComb with a late touchdown. Trying to see where my notes are. It was a catch by Drew Watson, 15-yard touchdown reception with under, I think it was 4 minutes to go in regulation for McComb to come back and beat Knoxville. So, and I don't have any stats yet on the Monroe City over Montgomery County, a 58-18 victory for the Panthers. Haven't seen any individual stats, nor have we seen any individual stats on South Shelby yet. We will be getting those. Again, it's only 10:08. Teams are still wrapping things up, still getting things unpacked, and teams got to get on the road and come home too. So we're collecting information as we go, but we've got our Schottenkirk Toyota scoreboard up to date. We'll bring you scores throughout, and we're going to have plenty of guests tonight. When we come back, Zack Ferguson of Pittsfield is going to be our guest to talk about that 14-7 victory over Athens. Big-time win for the Saukeys. So stick with us. This is Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
Nine million Americans suffer from.
Life is full of bad surprises, like interrupt a broadcast, or you get a flat tire.
I bought the inflator. I'm on my way.
Maybe your dog chews up your boots.
This is a chew toy. This is not.
Or you run out of toilet paper.
Who's coming through?
Or you hit a deer. But not every surprise is bad, like being able to find everything you need in one place. Your local Farm and Home Supply.
No other place has it all like Farm and Home Supply.
Hey Hey, grab me one too.
So what separates us most from all the other dealerships is the Toyota brand itself.
Once they buy a Toyota, they never buy anything else. #1 vehicle on the market, the best sedan on the market, some of the best reliable trucks on the market. And our main goal here is to try and get our customers the best payment possible.
We know the process and we pass that along to you.
We're simply looking to buy vehicles off the street.
And we want all makes and models of vehicles.
And you don't even have to buy anything in return. We'll just simply purchase it from you.
We can purchase a vehicle in 10 or 15 minutes or less.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues,
Ready?
future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. She's good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
The Smart Start Transfer Career Academy lets you get your associate's degree early, starting in high school.
I graduated my associate's degree on Friday, 2 days before I graduated high school on Sunday.
It allowed me to get way, way ahead.
Having my prerequisites done is going to help me a lot as I will get to start a year earlier than I would have without it.
It's really easy to make good connections with people that actually care about you. They helped me plan things out in a way that I definitely wouldn't have been able to do on my own. It made it really easy for me.
If you've been in a motor vehicle accident, contact McCleary Law.
There was nowhere to go. We were on a bridge.
All of a sudden, a guy started going over in our lane and hit us head on.
I couldn't even breathe. It was just unbelievable that it even happened.
We needed to get a hold of an attorney, and our first thoughts was to get a hold of Dan McCleary. Everything's pretty easy when you deal with Dan.
He got us way more than we expected to get.
We don't charge anything until we win your case. Call McCleary Law.
Welcome back to Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. I'm Muddy River Sports Editor Matt Schuckman. We ran through the scores in that first portion of the show. I'm already stumbling over my words, and it's only the second segment of the show. That's okay. We'll get it together. Because right now we're going to go to the United Systems Hotline to talk about one of the big victories of the night. Pittsfield coach Zack Ferguson joining us. Coach, how are you?
Fred, not much voice sound, but good.
I think we're having technical difficulties there. I think we're going to have to
Can you hear now?
We're going to have to try something different here. We'll get back to Coach Ferguson here in a minute. But again, Pittsfield beats Athens 14-7 tonight at Glenn Smith Field in Pittsfield. First time since joining the Sangamo Conference that the Saukeys have beat Athens. Athens, the Class 2A state runner-up last year. And, you know, a couple of big plays there late for the Saukeys. Again, Draven Peterbow with a 59-yard touchdown reception on 4th and 5 with 4:19 to play to give the Saukeys the lead. And then Athens gets the ball back, starts to drive down the field, and an interception seals the victory there for the Saukeys. And again, coming off a great effort last week against Jacksonville in the season opener, a game that was thrown together late in the summer because of some scheduling difficulties. Jacksonville, a Class 5A school in the Central State 8 Conference. Pittsfield hung with the Crimsons last week, which was a good sign. And now they beat Athens. Great sign moving forward for the Saukeys as they try to get back to the playoffs for the first time in a while. Again, we're going to try to get Zack Ferguson back on the United Systems hotline. While we effort that, let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to see if we can get Zack Ferguson back on the line. This is Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm. Zack, are you there?
Hello.
can't understand a word he's saying, right? I don't know. Tell him you'll call him back and hang up and try him again.
I love to shop online, and one thing I'm not going to screw up is a piece of jewelry that I'm going to wear for the rest of my life.
And it's as simple as just being able to see it. Like, just being able to actually physically hold it and see it, that's different than like, oh, look, I'm on the internet. Like, let me just, that looks nice, I think.
Trying on rings and seeing different sizes and the different colors, and I just want to be able to touch and feel it and have the experience. Having the experience is going to be more important to me than just adding something to a cart and clicking buy now.
There are 3 things that she's going to get asked. How did he propose? How big's the diamond? And where did he get it?
I'm proud to tell my friends that, you know, this is where I got my ring.
I don't know, it just seems like it's kind of a no-brainer.
From your trash to your recycling, you're doing your part. You can trust us to do ours. We're a team of people working hard for you, turning problems into solutions and waste into possibilities. We're Republic Services. We haul it, we recycle it, we convert it, we even electrify it. We work where you work. We live where you live. We are Republic Services.
When you're shopping at the grocery store, do you ever wonder where your beef comes from? Here at Jersey's, we do not. We know all of our beef comes directly from GJY Beef Company in Brown County. We know that these cattle are born and raised right here in our own backyard. So next time that you're looking for a juicy burger, ribeye sandwich, or mouth-watering steak, look no further than GJY Beef Company and Jersey's Bar and Grill, 109 East Jefferson, Cam Point, Illinois.
9 million Americans suffer from.
Life is full of bad surprises, like interrupt a broadcast, or you get a flat tire.
I bought the inflator. I'm on my way.
Maybe your dog chews up your boots.
This is a chew toy. This is not.
Or you run out of toilet paper.
It's coming through.
Or you hit a deer. But not every surprise is bad, like being able to find everything you need in one place. Your local farm and home supply.
No other place has it all like Farm and Home Supply.
Sometimes life throws bold moments at you, like finding the perfect vacation or finding the ideal location. At BOS, we're there to help you meet those moments with bold confidence. So whether it's managing money for future plans or getting what you need to start planning your dream, we're here to bring you a better banking experience. Make the bold move and switch to BOS today.
Welcome back to Monday Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. We apologize for the technical difficulties. We're working on getting our United Systems hotline issues figured out. But let's run through the scoreboard again real quick. The Schottenkirk Toyota scoreboard for week 2 of the prep football season, starting here in the Gem City. Quincy High School over Alton 42-13. Quincy Notre Dame beats Richmond Burton 22-10. Hannibal over Lutheran St. Charles 57-8. Calhoun beats Camp Point Central 14-13. Greenfield Northwestern over Unity Payson 36-12. Winchester West Central beats Brown County 10-8. In Illinois, more Illinois action. Elmwood Brimfield 42-12 over Illini West. Farmington 60, West Hancock 28. Macomb 22-19 over Knoxville. Bowling Green, Mark St. Clair, victory number 200 in his career. Bowling Green beats Palmyra 58-12. Monroe City 58. Montgomery County 18. South Shelby beats West Tran 62-0. Scotland County over Highland 28-8. Excuse me, I believe that's 29-8. We're going to have to update and check that. Salisbury over Mark Twain 10-6. Pittsfield beats Athens 14-7. Sorry, Zack Ferguson. We'll work out our technical difficulties and get you back on here soon. Pleasant Hill 20-0 over Beardstown. That's your Schottenkirk Toyota scoreboard. But right now, we're going to shift gears right here in the Refreshment Services Pepsi studio in downtown Quincy and talk to one of the guys who led his team to a big-time victory tonight. And he's all smiles under that beard. Jack Cornell from Quincy, Notre Dame. Thanks, buddy.
Hey, man. I'm glad to be here, really.
I really appreciate you taking time to come in here.
Yeah.
I know you'd rather be with your coaches celebrating right now.
I'll get there.
You'll get there. I'm sure Ben Morrison has the fire going.
Oh, no doubt.
And I know he's excited because I know I got a text from him earlier about the defensive effort tonight. Defensive effort was pretty darn good, wasn't it?
It was. And I tell you, you gave a great shout out. I appreciate that to us and our coaches, doing tonight. Our players really got this done. I mean, the way they showed up, the way they played, the enthusiasm they had, the effort and the focus they had, and that's the result that we got. So very happy for them. Excited to see what we can build on. There's still much room to improve, and we need to improve. We know that we need to keep getting better and better every single week as we go into this conference play.
Well, I think too often people look at results of certain games and make a determination on where a team's headed or what a team's capable of, i.e. last week's game against Quincy High School. People will look at the final score and be like, okay. I don't think people saw the effort your kids put into last week's game. Hung with Quincy High School in the first half, right with them. I thought that was going to be the carryover, and it turned out to be. It turned out your guys took last week to heart and carried it over to this week with that effort and energy, didn't they?
They did. This is a process, and, we can't be focused so much on results and wins and losses. We really need to focus on, every day getting better at the details and just trying to be the best, football team that we can be. Fundamentals, execution, those kind of things. And, trying to eliminate as many mistakes as we can.
Right.
And our guys understood the challenge coming out of last week. They saw that we certainly made some awesome plays, and there was at times that we played really, really well. Other times that we needed to play better. And so it was good to see us tonight clean some things up, but still want to try to find ways to get better.
Well, when you're talking about picking up a win against a quality opponent, Richmond Burton's got kind of a little bit of a legacy there.
Oh, yeah.
Won 45 of the last 47 regular season games, had a run of, I think it was 38 consecutive regular season wins. I mean, that's a program. You went up there last year.
We were two of those, for sure.
Yeah.
So, and, yeah, we knew that this was an excellent team coming down here. We knew the tradition they had and what they brought to the table. Mike Knoll's been doing this for a long time. He's been doing it since Moby Dick was a minnow, right? And so we knew that we had to handle that tradition. We had to handle that wing T run game.
Right.
We had to handle a defense that was stingy, and we had to handle a fundamentally sound defense. The good thing for us is they had to take that trip this time, whereas we had to take it the last two times, and that was certainly a factor. But, again, just really excited for the way that our guys played.
They moved the ball on you in that opening drive. Got down, and you held them to a field goal. Getting that stop, not allowing a touchdown, limiting the damage when they had moved the ball. How big a deal was that to set the tone for tonight?
It was huge. We constantly talk to our guys about when we're on offense, needing to score touchdowns in the red zone. Walking away with 3 points is unacceptable. And the same thing on defense. When we're on defense, for us to hold the other team to a field goal is a huge thing for us. And so for us on the sideline, the conversation was we need to celebrate this. We know our guys were out there.
Here in the Refreshment Services Pepsi studio, you move the ball on the ground. And I know how important your running game is to what you want to accomplish offensively. But it wasn't just Ivan Hoon. He's good, and he carries a load. But we saw Oliver Triplett get involved. We saw Wyatt Mueller get involved. You had different guys get involved in the running game. That's a credit to your ability to move the ball to different guys. But it's also a credit to your offensive line, too, isn't it?
That's exactly right, man. I'm glad you said that, right? Because when all these different guys have production, have success, it really is a testament to the job the guys up front are doing. And credit to them for what they did and understanding, this was a unique defense that Richmond Burton runs. And so for us to handle this different kind of scheme and for us to be effective blockers and be disciplined and, try to limit our penalties as much as possible, that helped us flourish and get, Hunter comfortable in the pocket throwing down the field, get Ivan Hoon going on the ground, get Oliver Triplett going on the ground, get Wyatt Mueller involved as well. A bunch of different guys touched the football tonight, and the only way that happens is when the offensive line gets their job done.
Took a lead into halftime. What was your message in the locker room at halftime?
We told them that last week, we played a really good first half, but then we laid an egg in the second half, and we wanted to make sure that we didn't just have another week of playing one good half of football. We wanted to play a good game of football. And so, for us wanting to come back out and try to stop them initially when we're on defense and to score when we're on offense, was the goal. Didn't really happen that way, but still was effective enough to, slow them down to get the win.
Defensive effort was really good. Got some takeaways. I know how important takeaways are in the game. When your defense makes plays, how much does that lift your sideline?
It's huge. You could feel the fans behind us getting involved with it. The offense now having confidence when we go back out. And again, we talk about the offensive line. I would be remiss if we didn't talk about the defensive line.
Absolutely.
I'm not exactly sure what the stat line is. I don't think Talon Scott had a whole lot of tackles tonight because I don't think he needed to have a lot of tackles tonight.
That's a good problem to have.
It is a good problem to have. Guys like Aiden Bernier was getting in the mix, Noah Auger getting in the mix, Guys just really that have been putting in so much work to this point and really shine in moments where, the average fan doesn't see, but we see it often. And for them to show up tonight and have a good game is what we needed. And very proud of the way those dudes played. I
was able to watch some of the game, and then I was able to check out the Raider Broadcast Network video of some of that game. So what I found interesting is after the big plays as your team's coming off the field, which I've seen you do numerous times over the years, is you celebrate right along with them.
Yeah.
You're chest bumping them. You're jumping up and down. Has anybody ever knocked you flat in one of those situations?
Oh, no. But I've certainly knocked my fair share of guys down. And I think Hunter Shuckman about bit it a couple of times tonight. And, it's not in my nature to hurt the quarterbacks, but look, I get excited. Football's an emotional game, and our guys understand that. I want them to get excited and pumped up. And I think it's important to note for the record here that none of those guys on that team can jump higher than I can.
And I think it's okay since we shared the last name. I think it's okay for you to rough him up a little bit and toughen him up a little bit.
I'm glad I have your permission for that. Yeah, it's a family affair, no doubt.
It is. Well, and that's the cool thing. We talk about family so often with different programs. And you and I have discussed this since your playing days. You have built a family out there. And whether that's your players on the sideline, your coaching staff, that those families that are sitting in the stands behind you, or the people ringing the field, it truly is family out there, isn't it?
I really don't feel like I've built something as much as I've just helped carry on a tradition, and family is important to us. In our school and our community at QND is such a tight-knit group of people. It's a small school, and everybody knows everybody. And for us and our Catholic identity, that's what we want to be. We want to be welcoming to everybody. But with that, when they come into the family, everybody has to hold up their end of the bargain. And tonight it was really good to see everybody do that.
Would you mind sticking around for another segment?
I would love to.
Chatting a little more. We can talk a little Central State 8 because next week it comes full circle.
Here we go.
Yeah. So, all right, Jack Cornell's going to stick around for another segment. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll run through the scoreboard again, give you some more updates, and we'll talk Central State 8 football with Jack Cornell. This is Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
Simply free checking with First Bankers Trust. No monthly fees and easy digital banking. Plus, show your school spirit with a Quincy Notre Dame Raiders Spirit card. Get yours today and proudly support the QND Raiders all season long. Go Raiders!
Safety for your home. Security for your family. Communication for your business. Rely on locally owned United Systems to keep you connected. Contact us today for more information. United Systems.
Since 1929, we've been here to serve our communities with the best products and the best service. You are the reason we go to work every day, and we thank you for that. After all, we live where you do.
Neiman's, your neighborhood market.
My name is Jamie Kincaid, and we own Sterling Tax Service. I am a retired fireman. We came to Edwards Group originally to figure out where we were with our estate. For us, it was peace of mind that our daughter wouldn't have to try and figure out what was going on, because it would be impossible for her. It's an easy process. You get off the fence and do it, because you will appreciate it later.
Call Edwards Group today to schedule your path to peace of mind.
We believe that accessing care close to home is better for you and better for your family. For 120 years, Hannibal Regional has been committed to providing community-based, contemporary health care. From state-of-the-art surgical care to innovative cancer care, and now life-saving open-heart surgery. We are dedicated to expanding access to exceptional care in each of the communities we serve. Hannibal Regional, why go anywhere else?
Safety for your home, security for your family, communication for your business. Rely on locally owned United Systems to keep you connected. Contact us today for more information. United Systems.
Welcome back to the Refreshment Services Pepsi studio in downtown Quincy. This is Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. I'm Muddy River Sports Editor Matt Schuckman. We will get back to our conversation with Jack Cornell in just a minute, but I want to run through the Week 2 scoreboard presented by Schottenkirk Toyota real quick. Again, starting right here in the Gym City. Quincy High School, 42-13 over Alton. Quincy Notre Dame with a 22-10 victory over Richmond Burton. Hannibal on the road at Lutheran St. Charles, 57-8 victory for the Pirates. Calhoun beats Camp Point Central 14-13 in the WIVC game of the night. Greenfield Northwestern beats Unity Payson 36-12. Winchester West Central over Brown County 10-8. Elmwood Brimfield beats Illini West 42-12. Farmington 60, West Hancock 28. Macomb 22, Knoxville 19. Drew Watson with the game-winning touchdown reception. Bowling Green 58-12 over Palmyra. Mark St. Clair, victory number 200 in his Hall of Fame career. Monroe City 58, Montgomery County 18. South Shelby 62-0 over West Trent. Wow, they just keep piling up the points. Scotland County 28-8. You see, it's actually 29-8. We had we were able to finalize that. So again, we will update our scoreboard. 29-8, Scotland County over Highland. Salisbury 10-6 over Mark Twain. Pittsfield beats Athens 14-7. Pleasant Hill 20, Beardstown 0. There's your Schottenkirk Toyota scoreboard. And now we're going to go back to our conversation here in the studio. Quincy Notre Dame coach Jack Cornell, thanks for sticking around.
Absolutely, man. Anything for you.
Okay, you got the excitement from a victory over Richmond Burton tonight. You're going to celebrate with your coaches. You're going to give your players time to celebrate. What does tomorrow bring for the Raiders?
Tomorrow, again, we're going to be watching this film tonight, trying to, find what corrections we need to make this week in practice, trying to jump into the Southeast film as quickly as we can and start figuring out how we're going to beat them.
Obviously, Southeast plays Lincoln tomorrow afternoon. Do you look at the schedule and go, okay, we know there are schedule changes because of the official shortage. We know there are teams playing on Saturdays, some playing on Thursdays. Do you map that out a little bit as a coaching staff and say, hey, we should go watch this? Or do you take a Saturday and, okay, we're going to worry about our team, and then we're going to go watch college football?
Well, my Illini got a big game tomorrow in front of a sold-out crowd against Kansas, right? And I want to watch that with my son, Troy. So
go Illini.
You know what? I'm glad you got that on the TV here. Everybody else just saw you say go Illini, and, man, I'm proud of you for that.
There you go.
But, no, Saturday's going to be my day for family. I'll see the film, from Southeast. I don't think there's any real reason to go and scout somebody. But,
gotcha.
When that film gets to us, we're going to jump on it. But, tomorrow's for family. Tomorrow's for being, a normal person and still
being a dad,
having homework to do, but throw the ball around with my kids.
So does Troy have the number 73 Illini jersey?
He does. I have a cousin that gave him a small. It's an adult small, like they're not adult, so you small. So it doesn't quite fit him yet, but he's got Illini hats. He's got a Ravens hat he likes wearing. He's got Packers helmet he wears all the time.
I think we have some pictures from last year with him.
You have several pictures of that in that.
In the Ravens hat.
He's a big fan of the birds.
I like that. We'll have to. We'll get some more pictures as this year goes on too.
Please do. You do a great job with that, man.
Thank you. We have fun with it, don't we?
Oh yes.
And I love your kid is so fun because at first he was like last year he was nervous.
Yeah.
Then he got used to me.
Yeah.
And then he would come up and high five me and
He's going to see you around a lot, so yeah, he's going to get to know you.
It's cool to see the kids embrace that, embrace being around your players, the little kids, and whether it's your kids or other coaches' kids or just the kids on the sidelines on game night. Your players embrace that too of being part of being mentors to those little kids.
They understand that these kids are looking up to them. We see all these youth Raider jerseys running around our games, on Friday nights, and our guys understand that those kids are looking up to them because our guys were those kids at one point in time looking up to the dudes on our team. And now it's our guys' turn to carry the torch and be those good role models and to pay it forward the way that the guys before them did.
Right.
And soon enough, those guys that are running around Ted the Jackson in the youth Raider jerseys, they're going to be wearing the varsity jersey. It's going to be their turn. And it's just kind of the circle of life, right? And one day, my son got willing to wear a Raiders jersey and be running around out there. And it's fun because I can remember doing that as a kid and throwing the ball around when the Raiders were playing. And when my turn came and gone, it's something that I really cherish and something that I try to tell our guys to enjoy this moment because it'll be fleeting. And when it comes and goes, you'll never be able to get it back again.
With that in mind, things change, and for you guys, your schedule changes this year, starting next week, as you officially play your first Central State 8 game.
Yeah.
This is a win for the Raider football program as far as joining the Central State. No matter how difficult week in and week out that things may be, it's a win because of what you get out of being in a league, isn't it?
It is, and I tell you, to become familiar with opponents, to have a full underclass schedule, to have so many opportunities really close to home. I kind of laugh when I talk to the Springfield area media members, and they talk about, it's a long way, because they're used to going 15 minutes across town.
It's a long
I'm like, geez, guys, 2 hours is not that long.
Exactly.
Because, Richmond Burton right now is on their way home, and who knows where they're at right now, but they're not going to be anywhere close to home until about 4 in the morning, and that's where we were last year. So, for us, not having to go that far to play a game is great. To get to know these guys, the other coaches in this league, they're great men. Really, we're really blessed to be with these guys, and I've been fortunate to, in my young coaching career, get to become friends with guys like Mark Grounds, Derek Leonard.
No doubt.
Dudes that just have been doing this for so long at such a high level and get to learn from them. And now get to play against them and compete with them is really an exciting challenge.
As a media member, I'm excited because I have a relationship with Mark Grounds and with Derek Leonard through all the years of dealing with them. And this is fun for me to see the Central State a little more up close and to deal with those guys a little more often. It's a win-win all around.
It is. And I really think back to when I was a senior and we joined the Mid-State Six that year. And, we took some lumps, but, man, we competed. And I think that we're going to surprise some people in this league. I think that we have a really good football team this year. I think that we got a lot of good young guys coming up that we should be good for a while. And, certainly we know that these teams are going to come correct, and we know that we're going to have to come correct as well. But last time I checked, we've never had a cupcake schedule since I've been the head coach.
Nope.
And even before that, when, Coach Cornell was holding it down, there's no cupcake schedule that we play. Nobody wants to play us. And that's fine. We'll go play whoever needs to play us. Our guys are going to be excited for the challenge. They're going to work really hard.
Right.
And, when it comes down to be ready to compete, they're going to be ready to rock and roll.
Well, next week it begins with Springfield Southeast. Looking forward to it. Thanks for taking the time to come down here tonight.
Absolutely, man. Can't wait.
I know you had a big win tonight. I know you want to celebrate it with your coaches.
Yep.
So we'll let you get out of here and go do that.
Yes, sir.
And we'll talk to you more next week.
I'm looking forward to it, man. Go Raiders.
Awesome, man. For Jack Cornell, really appreciate him coming into the Refreshment Services Pepsi studio. We think we got our technical difficulties figured out. So we're going to try Zack Ferguson again on the United Systems hotline. When we come back, this is Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
So what separates us most from all the other dealerships is the Toyota brand itself.
Once they buy a Toyota, they never buy anything else. #1 vehicle on the market, the best sedan on the market, some of the best reliable trucks on the market. And our main goal here is to try and get our customers the best payment possible.
We know the process and we pass that along to you.
We're simply looking to buy vehicles off the street.
And we want all makes and models of vehicles.
And you don't even have to buy anything in return. We'll just simply purchase it from you.
We can purchase a vehicle in 10 or 15 minutes or less.
Since 1929, we've been here to serve our communities with the best products and the best service. You are the reason we go to work every day, and we thank you for that. After all, we live where you do.
Muddy Night Lights is also brought to you by Town & Country Inn and Nationwide Transportation.
The Smart Start Transfer Career Academy lets you get your associate's degree early, starting in high school.
I graduated my associate's degree on Friday, 2 days before I graduated high school on Sunday.
It allowed me to get way, way ahead.
Having my prerequisites done is going to help me a lot, as I will get to start a year earlier than I would have without it.
It's really easy to make good connections with people that actually care about you. They helped me plan things out in a way that I definitely wouldn't have been able to do on my own. It made it really easy for me.
I love to shop online, and one thing I'm not going to screw up is a piece of jewelry that I'm going to wear for the rest of my life.
And it's as simple as just being able to see it. Like, just being able to actually physically hold it and see it. That's different than like, oh, look, I'm on the internet. Like, let me just, that looks nice, I think.
Trying on rings and seeing different sizes and the different colors, and I just want to be able to touch and feel it and have the experience. Having the experience is going to be more important to me than just adding something to a cart and clicking buy now.
There are 3 things that she's going to get asked. How did he propose? How big is the diamond? And where did he get it?
I'm proud to tell my friends that, you know, this is where I got my ring.
I don't know. It just seems like it's kind of a no-brainer.
Welcome back to Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. I'm Muddy River Sports editor Matt Shuckman, coming to you from downtown Quincy in the Refreshment Services Pepsi studio. We've got our technical difficulties figured out, I hope. So we're going to try again to go to the United Systems hotline and talk to Pittsfield coach Zack Ferguson. Coach, you there?
Yes, sir.
Hey, we got it worked out. Sorry.
Yep.
Sorry about that.
You're fine.
Hey, you know, glitches happen, right?
It does.
And it's how you come back from a fumble that kind of defines things. And your guys bounced back from a week 1 loss in a really big way tonight, didn't they?
Yeah, huge way. I mean, our defense kept us in that game. Total, team effort by that defense, hold 78 yards total. So, I mean, that's a huge. We've always kind of struggled with wing T teams, and
right.
The kids did a really good job this week of understanding responsibilities. And when things had the opportunity for them to make a play, they made it.
As that game wore on, and you guys were toe to toe with Athens, could you tell your guys were getting more confident as that game went on?
Yeah, I mean, there was plenty of opportunities for it to go south for us. We fumbled once. We were moving the ball, fumbled. They got a pick six. There's been times where we haven't responded best, and these guys, took leadership on themselves. And, as I said, the defense kept us in the game and gave us an opportunity to come back and then to eventually win it. So, we had some – you could tell, when we got that last stop before that last score, you could just kind of tell, they knew what was at stake, and they executed. And, that last call for the touchdown, that's what they go with. So that's what we did. And it worked out for us.
So you'll get a kick out of this. So I'm monitoring like 4 or 5 games here in the studio as we're getting prepared for the show. And so I flip over to Central Illinois Sports to check an update on your game. And like I flip it on, and the next play you guys run is the 4th and 5 play that goes to Peter Ball for the touchdown.
Right.
And I'm like, wow. But that's a gutsy call on 4th and 5. Is that the play you drew up?
Well, I mean, I just talked to the guys, and I just flat out asked, are you good with this? Because we have such experience with our kids. They, Athens did a great job of shutting some things down that we like to do. They're a phenomenal team, and eventually, you're playing a number 7 or 8 ranked team in the state in 2A. I want to take a chance, and it could have ended badly, but the kids executed it. Draven, good throw by Jonas, great catch by Draven, and a great down blocking by Taylor. So, I mean, you got to trust your kids.
Well, and not only was Draven open over the middle, but Jonas Anderson, your quarterback, makes the pass, but then the downfield block that allowed Peter Ball to get to the edge and get all the way to the end zone. It was a 59-yard touchdown pass on 4th and 5, but that downfield block is huge.
Yeah, I mean, that's just an unselfish play by, Taylor Graham, and understanding, our receivers don't have a lot of passes thrown to them. We expect them to be physical on the run. And he had a couple opportunities tonight to get some catches, but it's just such an unselfish play by the team, and having the confidence and belief in themselves to make that be okay with that call, and then to make that execute the call, and then just to finish that the way it did is I'm just so proud of those guys.
Well, and as you're well aware of over the years, nothing gets easier from here. Your next 4 opponents all won in week 1.
Right.
And you go on the road to Stanford Olympia next week. Yep. But you go on the road with confidence and with some momentum, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, there's no easy in the Sangamo. I mean, I think people are going to take it seriously now. And, I mean, Olympia's had, an extra week off this week, or as far as they didn't play tonight. So, they're going to be ready, and they're going to want to, fix some mistakes that they did. So we're going to have a really good week of practice, and then have that mental standpoint to go on the road for 2 hours and be ready to play a very good team.
Well, enjoy this victory. You guys earned it. First time beating Athens since you joined the Sangamo. Your boys earned that. They earned the opportunity to enjoy this, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. And they're, getting the homecoming win, with all the distractions that come with homecoming, flying, a lot of things could have gone differently. And, I'm so proud of the guys because of how they handled themselves and reacted, and, knew they could play, and they just did a great job. So, I mean, I'm going to enjoy it for probably, another 12 hours. But after that, it's on the Olympics.
Awesome, man. Well, thanks for your patience tonight in dealing with our technical difficulties, and really appreciate you taking the time to join us.
No problem. Thanks for the call.
All right, man. Good luck next week.
Thank you.
That was Pittsfield coach Zack Ferguson joining us on the United Systems hotline. Saukeys 14-7 over Athens. Big-time victory there. And again, we saw some great games tonight throughout our area. That was just one of them. We'll run through some more scores when we come back, and we've got another in-studio guest ready to join us. So stick with us. This is Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
Simply free checking with First Bankers Trust. No monthly fees and easy digital banking. Plus, show your school spirit with a Blue Devil Spirit card. Get yours today and proudly support the Blue Devils all season long. Go Blue Devils!
Business telephone systems enhance productivity, fire alarms, increase your safety, surveillance and security ensures your peace of mind. Experience, technology, service, United Systems.
When you're shopping at the grocery store, do you ever wonder where your beef comes from? Here at Jersey's, we do not. We know all of our beef comes directly from GJY Beef Company in Brown County. We know that these cattle are born and raised right here in our own backyard. So next time that you're looking for a juicy burger, ribeye sandwich, or mouth-watering steak, look no further than GJY Beef Company and Jersey's Bar and Grill, 109 East Jefferson, Camp Point, Illinois.
For 125 years, Hollister Whitney has designed and manufactured solutions for the vertical transportation industry right here in Quincy, Illinois. Now you have the chance to be a vital part of this quality-driven, family-oriented team. We have salaried and hourly positions available, both with excellent benefits and very competitive wages. Cutting-edge technology, a dynamic, engaging, and flexible work environment, the opportunity to achieve your full potential. Elevate your career to the next level at Hollister Whitney.
My name is Jamie Kincaid, and we own Sterling Tax Service. I am a retired fireman. We came to Edwards Group originally to figure out where we were with our estate. For us, it was peace of mind that our daughter wouldn't have to try and figure out what was going on, because it would be impossible for her. It's an easy process. You get off the fence and do it, because you will appreciate it later.
Call Edwards Group today to schedule your path to peace of mind.
Hi, I'm Rory O'Donnell with the O'Donnell Cooks and Life Celebration Home. As a Quincy University alum, I understand the impact a local business has on area athletics. That is why the O'Donnell Cooks and Life Celebration Home takes pride in supporting local athletic teams. We want to wish all of our area teams the best of luck this season. The O'Donnell Cooks and Life Celebration Home of Quincy, supporting local athletics for 5 generations.
Business moves at the speed of light. How can you keep pace with today's technological advancements in alarms, surveillance, and phone systems? 2 words: United Systems. Contact us today for your no-obligation business review.
Welcome back to Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. I'm Muddy River Sports Editor Matt Shuckman, coming to you downtown Quincy in the Refreshment Services Pepsi studio. Interesting night in the WIVC North. And so we're going to go to one of our guys who is an expert on the WIVC North, at least when it comes to the video board side of things. The guru himself, Brian Shoemaker. Thanks for joining us, bud.
Shuck, thanks for having me. You guys have had all sorts of technical problems tonight. I got in. I think that's a technical problem in itself. I'm not sure how I ended up here. I was told the wife I was going to go to the Fuzzy Bubbler and somehow ended up here instead. So, but no, thanks for having me. I'm excited.
Obviously, you're part of the Unity program. You do PA out there. You help with the video board. You're around that program, not just the football program, but athletics a lot. So you were out there for tonight's Greenfield Northwestern game. Greenfield Northwestern 36-12 victory over the U. It sounds like they're just missing something right now, Unity Payson. Had a tough one against Winchester West Central last week. Just not consistent enough up front offensively right now?
It feels that way right now. A lot of holes looking to be filled right now after the loss of, Mugie and Thompson and everyone up on the front line last year that really played such an integral part over the past 2 to 3 years of line play for the Mustangs. Greenfield Northwestern, to their credit, still a lot of weapons that come back, a lot of veteran leadership on that line as well, despite everything that they lost from last year. Still very many capable weapons. Talon Albrecht, still a fantastic quarterback. Had a very athletic throw cross-field for a big score in the third quarter to Garrett Costello. But yeah, the Mustangs still just trying to figure some things out on the line. Sawyer Allen, to his benefit, tried to scramble as much as he could, maybe held onto the ball a little bit too long at times tonight. But he's still learning a lot in quarterback. Looked very comfortable last week against West Central.
Right. But
this line of Greenfield Northwestern really caused some problems tonight for the Mustangs.
And that's typical of what's going on in the WIVC South right now. You see, Calhoun beat Camp Point Central tonight. Winchester West Central beat Brown County, beat Unity Payson last week. The South is pretty darn good this year.
The South's looking pretty good, and Pleasant Hill picked up a win tonight. Their first win against a team not named North Green since 2017, I believe.
Yeah, that's correct.
So, a big win for all the guys down on the south end of Pike County tonight. Route able to put up a lot of points tonight against North Green, really kind of the only anomaly in that run right now.
Yeah.
But, a lot of teams trying to figure some things out. Of course, West Central, I think, has kind of proven to everyone now after 2 weeks that there wasn't the big drop-off that was maybe expected.
Right.
After losing a lot of the guys on the talented senior class from last year. Brown County apparently is able to keep things tight, though. I mean, they've played a very close game against Greenfield, played a tight game here against West Central this week. They'll get the Mustangs next week, and we'll see what happens for both of those teams in a second year now for both of these teams where they both kind of come in 0-2 in a very pivotal spot.
The thing I look at is Brown County defensively has been stout.
Yes.
Giving up, was it 6-0 last week?
Just 6-0.
So they've given up 16 points in 2 games, and they're 0-2. So if they figure it out offensively and get things rolling offensively, and I thought they were tonight, they put themselves in position a couple different times to score and came away empty, including missing a 27-yard field goal late in that game that would have given them the lead. So they're just misfiring on something small. If they get it figured out offensively, they could be a real team to deal with in the WIVC North.
Well, I think there are a lot of teams not named Camp Point Central that feel that way. If they can just figure out one thing, maybe we can figure out the line, maybe we can figure out the running situation, maybe we can find a way to put together some passes. They all feel, I think, they're in that sense to get those 5-6 wins and find themselves in playoff contention. It's just going to be who's able to answer the call, I think, and you're going to start seeing that with some urgency, I think, out of a few teams, even starting as early as next Friday.
You have a unique perspective on the way things work in the WIVC because of what you do as far as PA, as far as your video work. You've gone to some of these other WIVC schools to do some video work for the Unity scoreboard and stuff. How receptive are those teams when you want to go, hey, we want to put you on our scoreboard, on our video board. Let's do something fun with this.
It's a lot of fun. The teams have a lot of fun with it. We had a great time with the Greenfield kids last Saturday when we drove down to get video. You tell them what you're doing. It's a little bit of a Sunday night football style introduction. We don't read player names over the PA.
Right.
So when a team comes on the field for offense, we'll say, here's the Mustangs offense. And the kids introduce themselves very quickly on the board.
Right.
But it's been a lot of fun. But it's nice to get to know those kids even for a fleeting second before you see them in action the following week. And just kind of makes it a little more fun when everybody gets together. And we try to put on a nice production up at Mendon as best we can right now. We beg, borrow, and steal for a lot of the things we get across, but so does any small school. But we would have liked to have hoped for a little different end on the scoreboard this evening. That makes our jobs a lot more fun. But still a lot of football to be played for a lot of teams in this half of the conference. And I think next week really starts to separate contenders and pretenders very fast.
Yeah, we've had 2 weeks of crossover games. Now we play the WIVC North opponents for the next few weeks, for the next 5 weeks.
Yep.
And so you're going to see who. I think it's going to be a slugfest, to be honest, the next 5 weeks.
I do too. And you're looking at teams like we just said, Brown County and Mendon Unity Payson. Two teams now 0-2, desperately looking to get a win. Very similar to the situation they were in last year when Brown County came to Unity. Two teams that just didn't feel like they should be in that position, and they both, again, fell to West Central, which at the time, no one really felt that was going to be a team to deal with. And they end up going 6-3 last season. And so you're going to start to see that. Beardstown obviously seems to be a little bit off pace this season in comparison to some of the athleticism that we've seen out of the Tigers over the past few years. Route, of course, very, very capable, potent offense with Kellen Creviston, under center. This is a team that knows how to score, knows how to put the ball in the air. It's been that way for a couple of seasons. You're going to have to be ready in the secondary because they love to throw the football. And excited to see what Brown County brings next week. A big game for the Mustangs, big game for the Hornets. West Central still looking very, very stout right now. Very exciting time. And like you said, very open-ended, for most teams not named Camp Point Central on a traditional year here. So.
Yeah. Well, I know you got some work to do to be prepared for what comes like 2 weeks on the road for the Mustangs. So you don't have to get everything done quite yet for next week, but but you will go on the road.
Yeah, we'll probably be on the road. We'll follow the team. I've still got to get up early tomorrow morning, Shuck. We've got QU football coming up tomorrow morning. Tailgating bright and early with my lovely wife, who is managing 28 cheerleader and stunt athletes at Quincy University. So we've got a lot going on tomorrow, a lot of excitement at QU. The atmosphere, and I think the student population is excited about what's happening right now. There's a new vibe with this football program, and excited to see how it all plays out tomorrow. It should be a fun home opener.
Me too. Well, we'll see you out there. I'll be out there as well. And
come stop by, get a chop.
We'll enjoy a Saturday afternoon of college football.
I'm looking forward to nothing more.
Good. Awesome. Shu, thanks for stopping in. Really appreciate it. That was Brian Shoemaker from Unity Payson joining us in the Refreshment Services Pepsi studio. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to get back to the scoreboard, run down everything, and we're going to jump back on the United Systems hotline. Jack Hull from Central Illinois Sports is going to join us to talk about that Camp Point Central Calhoun game. when we come back here on Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
Looking for a new hangout or a place to eat? Gabe welcomes you to the Silver Dollar. Delicious menu options, daily lunch and drink specials, and 6 gambling machines. Come hang out on the patio with friends at the Silver Dollar, 7403 Broadway. Gaming and grill up on the hill. Silver Dollar.
Life's better when you're under our roof.
Your policy's updated.
Because we know your house is where their dreams begin.
Impressive.
Thanks, Caleb. And our agents are here to help you feel protected so your family can pursue their dreams. Bundle life and save up to 25% on home and auto. American Family Insurance.
Neiman's, your neighborhood market.
Hey, grab me one too.
Muddy Night Lights is also brought to you by Town & Country Inn and Nationwide Transportation.
Looking for a new hangout or a place to eat? Gabe welcomes you to the Silver Dollar. Delicious menu options, daily lunch and drink specials, and 6 gambling machines. Come hang out on the patio with friends at the Silver Dollar, 7403 Broadway. Gaming and grill up on the hill. Silver Dollar.
For 125 years, Hollister Whitney has designed and manufactured solutions for the vertical transportation industry right here in Quincy, Illinois. Now you have the chance to be a vital part of this quality-driven, family-oriented team. We have salaried and hourly positions available, both with excellent benefits and very competitive wages. Cutting-edge technology, a dynamic, engaging, and flexible work environment, the opportunity to achieve your full potential. Elevate your career to the next level at Hollister Whitney.
Welcome back to Monday Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. I'm Muddy River Sports Editor Matt Shuckman. Thanks for sticking with us for hour number 2 of our weekly football breakdown as we come to you live from the Refreshment Services Pepsi studio in downtown Quincy every Friday night from 10 to midnight during the regular season, and we're also going to come to you in the playoffs. We're trying to figure out exactly how that's going to work still, but we will be here. We will be breaking down prep football, and it's week 2 already, and it was a heck of a night. Let's run through the scores real quick. Then we're going to go to the United Systems hotline. But first, the Schottenkirk Toyota scoreboard for week 2. Quincy High School over Alton, 42-13. Quincy Notre Dame, 22-10 victory over Richmond Burton. Hannibal beats Lutheran St. Charles, 57-8. Calhoun over Camp Point Central, 14-13. Greenfield Northwestern beats Unity Payson, 36-12. Winchester West Central holds off Brown County, 10-8. Elmwood Brimfield over Illini West, 42-12. Farmington 60, West Hancock 28. Macomb 22-19 victory over Knoxville. Bowling Green 58, Palmyra 12. Monroe City 58, Montgomery County 18. South Shelby 62-0 over West Trent. Scotland County 29-8 over Highland. Salisbury 10-6 over Mark Twain. Pittsfield 14-7 over Athens. And Pleasant Hill 20-0 victory over Beardstown. There's your week 2 scoreboard brought to you by Schottenkirk Toyota. And right now we're going to go to the United Systems hotline and talk to Central Illinois sports guru and head man, because he's the father of all of them, Jack Hull. How are you, Jack?
I'm great, man, but I'm actually just employee because the boys run the show, you know?
I know that. But there would be no boys if it weren't for you, so.
Well, we got them started when they were 10 and 12. Now they're not anymore, so that's a good thing. How are you tonight?
I'm good. I remember when your boys were doing that alongside you when they were 10 and 12. That was fun. It's fun to see what they're doing now and what you guys have done with Central Illinois sports. Love watching it. Had the opportunity to watch you tonight from here in our downtown Quincy studio, and you saw one heck of a game, didn't you?
Saw a tremendous game. It was an interesting game, and right off the bat, Central on their first play from scrimmage, Zaire goes 45 yards for the run, the kick after. Marco Rodriguez made it 7-0, and we're going, okay, what do we have going on here?
Right, I was thinking the same thing.
Then at the 9:26 mark of the second quarter, before that, then we saw Wallendorf from Calhoun go 22 yards on a run in 4 plays. They make the kick 7-7, and I'm thinking, last year it was 3-22 at halftime. Are we going to see this again? And the breaks came out, the defense came out, and nothing happened until the second quarter when number 33, Elijah Gittenbacher, steps up 66 yards on a pick 6. He cuts across the field in front of everybody and finds the end zone. The kick was no good on a kind of a bad hike from center, and I went, oh my, it's 13-7. Is this going to make a difference in the game?
Yep.
And different game it made because Central, like they did a year ago against Calhoun at the 1-yard line, held Calhoun out.
Right.
Central got the ball on the 6-inch line with a freshman quarterback, got down inside the 30, about the 25. Calhoun stalled out. And then Calhoun, 13 plays later, they go 80 yards for a missed field goal. And with 2.4 seconds left, end the ball to Connor Longnecker. I'm going to hand it to him and Gittenbacher all night. They ran it 46 times between them. And we had, honest to goodness, about a 35-second pause before the officials signaled a touchdown. And we all kind of went, okay. I had the camera down here. Guys made the call, and I see on both sides there was no commotion.
Right.
After by Jack Webster, who's a replacement kicker at Friedel, puts it through the goalpost, and that's the winner, 15-13.
That was an interesting pause there, waiting for that touchdown signal because every Central player on the field was saying, no, it's short. And then the side official walked in and said touchdown, and you could just feel like the Central people, just the air go out of him.
Yeah, I talked to a couple of the coaches who keep stats on the sidelines, they're coaches, and they said the side judge on the Central side did not have a touchdown. The side judge on the Calhoun side came in, and after just a little bit of time, and I mean, it's not like you're unrolling NFL players,
right?
Called the touchdown. And I've known Connor Longnecker since he's a little boy, 4-year starter for Calhoun. Super happy for him and Aaron Elmore. Not unhappy for the Central Panthers squad. They'll tell you they didn't play a very good game tonight. Their line play on defense couldn't stop Longnecker. I mean, he ran 23 times for 113 yards. Gittenbacher answered on the other 20 carries, 79 yards. Each team had a big pass. The halfback pass from Jack Good to Lane Eilerman for Calhoun. Backs were against the wall, was the backbreaker, and that got the ball to the 22, and then it was longer show the rest of the way.
But I think seeing each other week 2 of the regular season, knowing how good both of these teams have the potential to be, this is good for both of them to have had this early season test, isn't it?
Oh, it's a tremendous thing to have happen. You go, well, I'd like for this to happen at the end of the season. But out the 30-22 game a year ago in the shutout in the second half, Point Central doesn't go 14-0 and win a championship. Calhoun doesn't come in week 2 of the playoffs and play them that tough. And Charlie and I talked many times. I got news for folks. The next 6 years at Calhoun are going to be drudgery for everybody else. They've got kids coming up, class after class after class in that little school, and they're going to be back to the kingdom of Calhoun that Rick John built with us back-to-back state champions in the 90s.
Well, it's neat to see that the South in the WIVC is as good as the North. And I think right now you've got the WIVC from top to bottom is pretty darn talented.
Well, I think there's no doubt. I mean, Greenfield, Northwestern, and Joe Penbrook, they're going to be tough. Matt Coldis at West Central. I got a chance to visit with Matt last week at the Route Calhoun game. Matt's just proud of his kids. A lot of people thought they wouldn't be able to do what they're doing. There's no surprise. And when they play each other, and then you put Coach Flowers and Carrollton in that mix, it's going to be a dandy. And, folks, watch out for Pleasant Hill Western. They have got 28 kids out this year and a great coaching staff, and they're not going to let down to anybody. So that South is going to be a juggernaut. On the north side, I don't see – I think there's a lot of middle. There's a Camp Point Central and a lot of middle. Else is going to have to step up and do what Calhoun did tonight to change my mind on that one.
It'll be interesting to watch. Really great job on the broadcast tonight. Enjoyed it. And thank you for taking the time to chat with us. And always love talking to you, Jack.
Tell you what, Chuck, when you get to work with your grandkids instead of your sons, they don't yell at you much. Bray comes alongside and made it fun. The people at Calhoun were great.
Good.
And a big shout out to Jack tonight and the big Q&D, because when you beat Richmond Burton, folks, you did something. That is a tremendous program. And Rick's doing at Quincy, phenomenal. Congratulations on your show. Keep up the good work. And one of us is going to go to bed. The other one will stay up for a while.
All right. Well, you get some shut-eye, and we'll talk to you again soon. Thanks, Jack.
See you, Chuck. Bye-bye.
That was Jack Hull from Central Illinois Sports joining us on the United Systems hotline. He called the game tonight for Central Illinois Sports. Camp Point Central taking it on the chin, surprisingly, 14-13 to Calhoun. And again, those have been great battles the last couple of years between those two programs. That Calhoun team's really good. And that was a fun game to watch toward the end and watch the live stream. So kudos to Central Illinois Sports for all they do in providing updates and live streams for Camp Point Central and Pittsfield football, and then everything they do for all the other sports. So, and we'll have those guys on again. Great partnership with them, and look forward to working with them some more down the road. When we come back, we'll talk more football. We're going to get back to the United Systems hotline, bring on another coach, talk some more football. Right now, we're going to take a break. This is Monday Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
Sometimes life throws bold moments at you, like finding the perfect vacation or finding the ideal location. At BOS, we're there to help you meet those moments with bold confidence. So whether it's managing money for future plans or getting what you need to start planning your dream, we're here to bring you a better banking experience. Make the bold move and switch to BOS today.
Looking for a new hangout or a place to eat? Gabe welcomes you to the Silver Dollar. Delicious menu options, daily lunch and drink specials, and 6 gambling machines. Come hang out on the patio with friends at the Silver Dollar, 7403 Broadway. Gaming and grill up on the hill. Silver Dollar.
Hi, I'm Rory O'Donnell with the O'Donnell Cooks and Life Celebration Home. As a Quincy University alum, I understand the impact a local business has on area athletics. That is why the O'Donnell Cooks and Life Celebration Home takes pride in supporting local athletic teams. We want to wish all of our area teams the best of luck this season. The O'Donnell Cooks and Life Celebration Home of Quincy, supporting local athletics for 5 generations.
Looking for a new hangout or a place to eat? Gabe welcomes you to the Silver Dollar. Delicious menu options, daily lunch and drink specials, and 6 gambling machines. Come hang out on the patio with friends at the Silver Dollar, 7403 Broadway. Gaming and grill up on the hill. Silver Dollar.
We believe that accessing care close to home is better for you and better for your family. For 120 years, Hannibal Regional has been committed to providing community-based, contemporary health care. From state-of-the-art surgical care to innovative cancer care, and now life-saving open-heart surgery. We are dedicated to expanding access to exceptional care in each of the communities we serve. Hannibal Regional, why go anywhere else?
Motor vehicle accidents are traumatic situations, and oftentimes they can result in very significant and permanent injuries. In Steve and Paula's case, they were hit by a drunk driver on the bridge. They realized very quickly that it was a significant accident and that they deserved to be reasonably compensated. Now, having worked for the insurance companies for several years, I know how to best present your case. If you've been in a motor vehicle accident, call McCleary Law.
From your trash to your recycling, you're doing your part. You can trust us to do ours. We're a team of people working hard for you, turning problems into solutions and waste into possibilities. We're Republic Services. We haul it, we recycle it, we convert it, we even electrify it. We work where you work. We live where you live. We are Republic Services.
Welcome back to Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. We're going to get you some Western Big Six Conference scores here in just a minute. We're efforting our Western Big Six scoreboard right now. We can tell you the Quincy High School beat Alton 42-13 tonight out at Flynn Stadium. They will dive into Western Big Six play next week. The Blue Devils will. But right now, we're going to talk to Quincy High School coach Rick Little on the United Systems hotline as your Quincy High School updates are brought to you by First Bankers Trust. Coach, you there?
Can you hear me?
I gotcha. How are you, bud?
Good. How you doing?
I'm good. It seemed like a very long first half out there tonight. Did it feel that way to you?
Yeah, like physically, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. It was a long first quarter. I mean, it wasn't our, we did some nice things, made some plays, but we let up some plays too, and the defense made some adjustments, and as they always do, and really settled in and played a really good ball game after that. But yeah, that first quarter seemed like it lasted a long time, and it was worth it. We're willing to wait it out, but longer than it felt longer than I wanted it to.
Well, it kind of felt like you didn't find the rhythm to the game in the first quarter, and then once you did, probably because your defense settled in, but then the game had some rhythm after that. It just took a little while tonight, didn't it?
It did. I thought we were more efficient last week in our pass game than this week, and part of that is Alton did a really good job of bringing, they would bring more guys than we could block, and so we invite pressure, we want pressure, but sometimes that can disrupt things, and we're still moving the ball, still scoring points, but not as effortlessly, as maybe we did, in previous weeks, so. Yeah, for sure. It just felt like a long first half.
2 weeks in a row now, your defense gives up a little in the first quarter, gives up a little early, and then buckles down and doesn't allow anything. Is that a sign of this defense is finding its footing as time goes on with some new guys in different positions, and they're really they're starting to figure it out?
They are. I think sometimes too, this is a great place to be, but, we want to be perfect in every aspect, like perfect. And that's something that sometimes I have to remind myself, because even at halftime, I'm kind of looking for things to be angry about, upset about, to talk to the team about. And,
right.
I'm like, gosh, we scored 35 points in the first half, but still, maybe not as efficient, as we have been defensively. And I don't think it's the schematics thing. Sometimes it's just about, just being a little off, just rotating in the secondary, seeing things quicker than we were seeing them, and making the player making the adjustment. And I shouldn't say even the adjustment, but just the read, that they need to make. But yeah, after that, and again, I think sometimes we don't, I hope we do, but we got to credit the opponent. Alton's got some guys that can flat out, go out and make plays, and I think that's something that sometimes we get caught up in us, but sometimes you do have to tip your hat. So I thought the guys did a great job settling in, and obviously with a convincing win tonight.
We're talking with Quincy High School coach Rick Little on the United Systems hotline. And you and I have kind of laughed about this and talked about this over the years. You scored 35 points in the first half, and you're going, man, we could be better. Because you could have had a couple more touchdowns if a couple plays go your way. But that tells you how high standards and expectations are, aren't they?
Well, that's just it, and I'm glad to be in that spot, right? Because I mean, like I said, I see these guys practice every day, and I know, guys, there's times that it's really like, wow, these guys can really play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, when you're around all the time, like you expect, you know, like you don't want any miscues, and we. You know, we had a couple fumbles tonight on offense, but we didn't throw the ball, you know, to the other team. You know, we didn't do anything like that. You know, but yeah, we've got explosive playmaking guys and guys that you know, it was fun even to kind of, you know, working some subs in, you know, in key spots and watching them come up and making plays. And so, yeah, when you have that, and I'll credit the kids' work ethic, you know, all of them, you know, they invest a lot of time in this. And that's why I try to tell them before every game is like, hey, you have to, you know, guys, you know what you've invested in this. You know, You know that the time you've put in, and so now's the party. You know, so go out and have a great time tonight.
Okay, first home game of the season meant the first game on the new turf. Obviously, had new turf put in at Flint Stadium in the off season. What's the turf like? Does the turf feel good?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think anytime you have new turf put in, like we were kind of complaining as coaches, and part of it probably shows our age, but it also, like I remember when the turf was put in the first time, you know, like it kind of, you start to feel it in your legs a little bit, like just because it's so soft and almost like a beach, you know, at times. But it's starting to, you know, with soccer and us and everybody that's on it, it's starting to kind of take shape and take form. And when I say take shape, I mean kind of playing shape.
Yeah.
You know, where it feels good. I mean, it feels good. I mean, you know, obviously we're pretty spoiled with all the things that we have, and so we certainly are appreciative. But yeah, I'm not going to complain too much about what it feels like. Just go out and play.
It's not quite as concrete as the old turf was starting to feel as it showed its age.
Yeah, I think so. And I mean, I think it's certainly better. No, it was time, and I thought the timing was right. I thought the district did a nice job of kind of being, you know, Johnny on the spot, so to speak. Like, hey, here's the time. Let's pull the trigger. Let's go. And they did a good job of getting everything in. Next
week, you start Western Big Six Conference play. Rock Island comes to Flint Stadium. Obviously, Rocky took it on the chin tonight, losing to Dunlap 41-31. But Western Big Six Conference play, you know you've got to be ready every Friday night, don't you?
You do. And I told the guys, and they'll probably make fun of me later, that's okay. But I said, guys, listen, here's the deal. Like, I mean, this is you're young, it's your moment in time, but we've lived longer, right? So like, I don't take anybody for granted. I don't ever get comfortable. I said, to me, it's almost like it's a scary movie, right? So like in any scary movie, there's some boogeyman around the corner when you least expect it, and when you're comfortable and he pops out and everybody, you know, gets scared and loves to be entertained by that film. I said, this is what we're going to experience, right? There's going to be, whether it's Rocky or Moline or Sterling or whoever, you know, somebody is lying, you know, they're going to give you their best shot each and every week. So you better be ready, and you better be, you know, ready to accept those challenges. And I think our guys get it. It's just that's the thing I think kind of throughout the game. You know, I told them that I don't ever want to look ahead, but I do start to project. And like, okay, we got to get better in this area because of this team. We got to get better in this area because of this team. And so those are things that, we'll continue to work at and continue to work to get better.
So do you have one of those horror movie villains or scary characters that you hate the most?
Oh, gosh. What was that movie? It? Was it It?
With the clown?
The clown, right? Yeah, the clown kind of scares me. So certainly those are those are ones I remember. But I think maybe that one for me. And I don't know which team is it, but certainly we'll be ready for it.
Awesome, man. Well, maybe we'll break down movie villains or movie characters next time you and I get together on Shuck on a Truck.
Hey, that would be fun. That'll be a great time.
Awesome, man. Hey, thanks for taking the time to join us, and we'll see you next week for Rocky.
Hey, awesome. Appreciate it anytime, and look forward to it each and every week.
Awesome, man. Have a good one.
Hey, thanks.
That was Quincy High School coach Rick Little joining us on the United Systems Hotline. The Quincy High School update brought to you by First Bankers Trust. Blue Devils with a 42-13 victory over Alton tonight. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to run through scores. We're going to give you your full Western Big Six Conference scoreboard as well. And updates on a couple other games. We got some stats we want to throw out there and stuff. So we're going to take a break. When we come back, more scores, more highlights here on Muddy Night Lights, brought to you by Farm and Home Supply.
simply free checking with First Bankers Trust. No monthly fees and easy digital banking. Plus, show your school spirit with a Blue Devil Spirit card. Get yours today and proudly support the Blue Devils all season long. Go Blue Devils!
Business telephone systems, enhance productivity, fire alarms, increase your safety, surveillance and security, ensures your peace of mind. Experience, technology, service, United Systems.
When you're shopping at the grocery store, do you ever wonder where your beef comes from? Here at Jersey's, we do not. We know all of our beef comes directly from GJY Beef Company in Brown County. We know that these cattle are born and raised right here in our own backyard. So next time that you're looking for a juicy burger, ribeye sandwich, or mouth-watering steak, look no further than GJY Beef Company and Jersey's Bar and Grill, 109 East Jefferson, Camp Point, Illinois.
For 125 years, Hollister Whitney has designed and manufactured solutions for the vertical transportation industry right here in Quincy, Illinois. Now you have the chance to be a vital part of this quality-driven, family-oriented team. We have salaried and hourly positions available, both with excellent benefits and very competitive wages. Cutting-edge technology, a dynamic, engaging, and flexible work environment, the opportunity to achieve your full potential. Elevate your career to the next level at Hollister Whitney.
My name is Jamie Kincaid, and we own Sterling Tax Service. I am a retired fireman. We came to Edwards Group originally to figure out where we were with our estate. For us, it was peace of mind that our daughter wouldn't have to try and figure out what was going on, because it would be impossible for her. It's an easy process. Get off the fence and do it, because you will appreciate it later.
Call Edwards Group today to schedule your path to peace of mind.
Hi, I'm Rory O'Donnell with the O'Donnell Cooks and Life Celebration Home. As a Quincy University alum, I understand the impact a local business has on area athletics. That is why the O'Donnell Cooks and Life Celebration Home takes pride in supporting local athletic teams. We want to wish all of our area teams the best of luck this season. The O'Donnell Cooks and Life Celebration Home of Quincy, supporting local athletics for 5 generations.
Business moves at the speed of light. How can you keep pace with today's technological advancements in alarms, surveillance, and phone systems? 2 words, United Systems. Contact us today for your no-obligation business review.
Welcome back to Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. I'm Muddy River Sports Editor Matt Schuckman, hanging out in the Refreshment Services Pepsi studio in downtown Quincy. We want to get to your Schottenkirk Toyota scoreboard for week 2, run through all the scores of tonight, give you an update as far as I think every score's in so far, and no delays this week. No lightning delays, no weather delays. Had a long, very, very long first half out of Flint Stadium. We talked to Rick Little about that. 48-minute first quarter at Flint Stadium tonight. That's a long first quarter. Anyway, here's your week 2 scoreboard presented by Schottenkirk Toyota. Quincy High School over Alton 42-13. Quincy Notre Dame 22-10 over Richmond Burton. Hannibal 57-0 over Lutheran St. Charles. Calhoun 14-13 over Camp Point Central. Greenfield Northwestern 36-12 victory over Unity Payson. Winchester West Central holds off Brown County 10-8. Elmwood Brimfield beats Illini West 42-12. Farmington 60, West Hancock 28. Macomb 22-19 victory over Knoxville. Bowling Green 58-12 over Palmyra. Mark St. Clair, career victory number 200 for the Hall of Fame skipper who spent 20 plus of those years at Hannibal. Great guy, great achievement, great coach. Monroe City 58-18 over Montgomery County. We'll be joined by David Kirby here in our last half hour on the United Systems hotline. South Shelby 62-0 over West Tran. Scotland County 29-8 over Highland. Salisbury 10-6 over Mark Twain. Pittsfield beats Athens for the first time since joining the Sangamo Conference. 14-7 victory for the Saukeys. Pleasant Hill with a 20-0 victory over Beardstown. We got some Western Big 6 Conference scores to update you with as well. Dunlap beats Rock Island 41-31. The Rocks come to Flint Stadium next week to take on Quincy High School. Moline falls to Lyle Bennett 49-29. I believe that game was 14-14 at halftime, so kind of an explosive second half there. Geneseo beats Clinton 20-6. United Township over Chicago Noble Muchin 67-0. And the Niles Notre Dame beats Sterling 17-0. There's your Western Big Six Conference scores. We'll work on getting some more scores. We're getting a little better at this, getting a little more updated. Maybe we'll get you the Central State 8 scores a little later. I heard Rochester lost to Cardinal Ritter out of St. Louis. That was a showdown. Two big-time teams there going head-to-head. So we'll try to get you some more scores, maybe a few more WIVC scores as the night wears on. But it's been a fun night of football so far. We've had some great guests here in the studio and on the United Systems Hotline, and we're not done. We still have David Kirby of Monroe City to talk to. We've got our Starry Star of the night. We're hoping to get Shane Holsey of our Muddy River Sports staff, talk a little bit about that Bowling Green game. So still a lot to come in the final 30 minutes. So stick with us. This is Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
Nine million Americans suffer from.
Life is full of bad surprises, like interrupted broadcasts, or you get a flat tire.
I got the inflator. I'm on my way.
Maybe your dog chews up your boots.
This is a chew toy. This is not.
Or you run out of toilet paper.
It's coming through.
Or you hit a deer. But not every surprise is bad, like being able to find everything you need in one place. Your local Farm and Home Supply.
No other place has it all like Farm and Home Supply.
Hey, grab me one too.
So what separates us most from all the other dealerships is the Toyota brand itself.
Once they buy a Toyota, they never buy anything else. Number one vehicle on the market, the best sedan on the market, some of the best reliable trucks on the market. And our main goal here is to try and get our customers the best payment possible.
We know the process and we pass that along to you.
We're simply looking to buy vehicles off the street.
And we want all makes and models of vehicles.
And you don't even have to buy anything in return. We'll just simply purchase it from you.
We can purchase a vehicle in 10 or 15 minutes or less.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, ready? Future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. She's good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
The Smart Start Transfer Career Academy lets you get your associate's degree early, starting in high school.
I graduated my associate's degree on Friday, 2 days before I graduated high school on Sunday.
It allowed me to get way, way ahead.
Having my prerequisites done is going to help me a lot, as I will get to start a year earlier than I would have without it.
It's really easy to make good connections with people that actually care about you. They helped me plan things out in a way that I definitely wouldn't have been able to do on my own. It made it really easy for me.
If you've been in a motor vehicle accident, contact McCleary Law.
There was nowhere to go. We were on a bridge.
All of a sudden, a guy started going over in our lane and hit us head on.
I couldn't even breathe. It was just unbelievable that it even happened.
We needed to get a hold of an attorney, and our first thoughts was to get a hold of Dan McCleary. Everything's pretty easy when you deal with Dan.
He got us way more than we expected to get.
We don't charge anything until we win your case. Call McCleary Law.
Welcome back to Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. We're in the home stretch. We've been with you since 10 o'clock. We're with you here till midnight, breaking down the Friday night prep football scene. And to continue to do that, we're going to jump to the other side of the Mississippi River and go to our United Systems hotline to talk to Monroe City coach David Kirby about the Panthers' big win on the road. Coach, how are you tonight?
Hey, I'm doing great. Thank you guys for having me on.
Thanks for joining us. I would assume putting up 58 points will make a coach feel good, won't it?
It definitely does make you smile a little bit.
You guys go to Montgomery County, come home with a 58-18 victory. What was the thing that impressed you most about the way your guys played tonight?
I thought we played a little bit more attention to detail than we did a week ago. Probably a lot more attention to detail. The kids put a good practice together, or good practices together this week, and we were able to establish a new line of scrimmage offensively and defensively and get pressure on their quarterback. We knew that Montgomery likes to throw the ball around a lot, and we challenged our defense to, cloud up the quarterback's reads, and I thought they were able to do that pretty effectively tonight.
Is there something you took away from the loss to Valley Ken? You're talking about one of the best programs in the state, but that really you took with you this week that carried over.
Absolutely. We just talked about trying to be more mentally focused and eliminating mistakes, not having penalties. We did a better job of it tonight, but we still had way too many penalties for my taste. And so we still have to continue to clean things up and try to get better than what we were. I think the kids definitely were excited to be out and play some aggressive football tonight. I thought we got exposed on a lot of things week one, and tonight we were able to, I guess be more basic, but also do the basic things better. And that made for a much better experience in the game for us this evening.
What if you come away with it from this game going, okay, we got to get a little better at something? What would it be?
We still have to eliminate penalties. We had 2 touchdowns called back tonight because of penalties. I think we had almost 100 yards of penalty yards on us, and we've got to get better with that. No good team is going to be, or you just can't be a good team when you're giving up that many yards. And we've got some really good teams coming on our schedule, and we can't allow them to have more opportunities in shorter fields because we're doing dumb things. And so we just need to clean up that. And I think once we can do that, I think we can be a pretty solid football team.
How'd you guys run the ball tonight? I know that's a big part of your offense.
We rushed for almost 400 yards. We had a lot of kids carry the ball. I think Dylan Ross was over 100 yards. Jaden was at 90. Quincy was at 80, but he also had 100 yards of rushing called back. Marty Smizer had another almost 80 yards rushing. So we were able to do some things, but then we also were 2 for 3 for 72 passing, and with Wyatt DeGrave, and Wyatt took off running a couple times, and he's showing some signs of being a pretty phenomenal player. So there were a lot of things that we did well, but there are still a lot of things that we need to address and get better at. And I think the kids are pretty excited to get back to work and start looking forward to next week.
Is Wyatt going to be as mean and as hard-nosed as his dad?
He does have an honorary streak about him. He does. He'd probably tell you he's a little bit more athletic, but he's doing well. He's doing well. He's definitely got a good pedigree, and he's a super sharp football kid. Obviously, he gets to watch and talk a lot of football with his dad, and he comes from a very knowledgeable football family. So he's only going to get better, and I'm excited to see his growth throughout the next few years.
Awesome. Big one at your place at Langford Field next week with South Shelby coming to town.
Absolutely. It's they're very dynamic. Coach Gunnerman has done one heck of a job with that program, and they've got some kids over there who are really hungry to be successful, and especially after the year they had last year, those kids they're striving for greatness, and they're doing a heck of a job right now with what they're doing. I mean, offensively, they're putting up big numbers. Defensively, they're playing real stingy defense. They've got a stud nose guard in the Magruder kid, and with Mollering at quarterback and Bowen at running back, they've got some weapons, and they play the game the right way. They play it physical, they play it fast, and they really try to do good things. And kudos to them and what they've done over the past few years. And we're excited for the opportunity. We obviously last year they put a pretty good butt whipping on us, and we've got to try to be better. And hopefully we can have a great week of practice and put ourselves in an opportunity to compete. with them, and should be a good game.
Well, looking forward to one of those good old-fashioned Friday night CCC battles.
Absolutely. They travel well. Obviously, it's a short trip for them. Place is going to be packed. You've got two pretty darn good football programs going at it. I like to think that we do it the right way, and I know that they do it the right way, and it's going to be a great battle. And there's a lot of respect between the two programs, but once we get on the field, it's going to be a physical contest, and we're excited to get that opportunity to play them.
Awesome, Coach. Well, I know you had a long road trip tonight, so I appreciate you taking a couple minutes. You just shortly got home, so I appreciate you taking a couple minutes to join us.
I appreciate you guys for having me on. Thank you so much.
All right, good luck next week.
Thank you very much.
That was David Kirby, Monroe City football coach, joining us on the United Systems Hotline. Big one next week. South Shelby goes to Monroe City. Going to be a lot of fun. We will have someone there. We will have a reporter there. We'll have a photographer there. We'll have complete coverage of that CCC showdown. When we come back, Starry Star of the Night. That's right, Refreshment Services Pepsi sponsoring the Starry Star of the Night. We had a lot to choose from tonight, but I think we picked a good one. So come back, join us, and find out who the Starry Star of the Night is. This is Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
I love to shop online, and one thing I'm not going to screw up is a piece of jewelry that I'm going to wear for the rest of my life.
And it's as simple as just being able to see it. Like, just being able to actually physically hold it and see it, that's different than like, oh, look, I'm on the internet. Like, that looks nice, I think.
Trying on rings and seeing different sizes and the different colors, and I just want to be able to touch and feel it and have the experience. Having the experience is going to be more important to me than just adding something to a cart and clicking buy now.
There are 3 things that she's going to get asked. How did he propose? How big's the diamond? And where did he get it?
I'm proud to tell my friends that, this is where I got my ring.
I don't know. It just seems like it's kind of a no-brainer.
From your trash to your recycling, you're doing your part. You can trust us to do ours. We're a team of people working hard for you, turning problems into solutions and waste into possibilities. We're Republic Services. We haul it, we recycle it, we convert it, we even electrify it. We work where you work. We live where you live. We are Republic Services.
When you're shopping at the grocery store, do you ever wonder where your beef comes from? Here at Jersey's, we do not. We know all of our beef comes directly from GJY Beef Company in Brown County. We know that these cattle are born and raised right here in our own backyard. So next time that you're looking for a juicy burger, ribeye sandwich, or mouth-watering steak, look no further than GJY Beef Company and Jersey's Bar and Grill, 109 East Jefferson, Cam Point, Illinois.
9 million Americans suffer from...
Life is full of bad surprises, like interrupt a broadcast, or you get a flat tire.
I bought things later. I'm on my way.
Maybe your dog chews up your boots.
This is a chew toy. This is not.
Or you run out of toilet paper.
It's coming through.
Or you hit a deer. But not every surprise is bad, like being able to find everything you need in one place. Your local Farm and Home Supply.
No other place has it all like Farm and Home Supply.
Sometimes life throws bold moments at you, like finding the perfect vacation or finding the ideal location. At BOS, we're there to help you meet those moments with bold confidence. So whether it's managing money for future plans or getting what you need to start planning your dream, we're here to bring you a better banking experience. Make the bold move and switch to BOS today.
Welcome back to Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. I'm Muddy River Sports editor Matt Schuckman, hanging out in the Refreshment Services Pepsi studio in downtown Quincy as we break down more of the high school football scene from tonight. Week 2 of the prep football season on both the Illinois and Missouri sides of the river. And we're going to get to our scoreboard brought to you by Schottenkirk Toyota. And again, a busy night, some really good games tonight, and a lot of action. Starting right here in town at Flynn Stadium, Quincy High School beats Alton 42-13. We talked to Quincy High School coach Rick Little in a segment sponsored by First Bankers Trust earlier tonight. Talked about how the Blue Devils have made adjustments, how they continue to get better, and how they move forward with Western Big Six Conference play starting next week. Also in Quincy tonight, Quincy Notre Dame beats Richmond Burton 22-10 at Advanced Physical Therapy Field. Quincy Notre Dame coach Jack Cornell joined us here in the Refreshment Services Pepsi studio. Had a lot of things to talk about how his team battled the great defensive effort from the Raiders tonight. And you may hear a little bit more about that here shortly. Hannibal over Lutheran St. Charles, 57-8. Mike Ferreira, 3 rushing touchdowns for the Pirates. Calhoun scores with 2.4 seconds left, beats Camp Point Central 14-13. Greenfield Northwestern, 36-12 over Unity Payson. Winchester West Central beats Brown County 10-8. The Hornets are 0-2, and they've allowed 16 total points this season. Ouch. Elmwood Brimfield, 42-12 over Illini West. Farmington beats West Hancock 60-28. Macomb over Knoxville 22-19. Drew Watson with the game-winning touchdown reception there. Bowling Green 58-12 over Palmyra. I believe it was 7 touchdowns for the Bobcats in their first 17 plays, giving Mark St. Clair his 200th career victory as a head coach. Hall of Fame guy, Hall of Fame coach, Hall of Fame effort. Monroe City 58-18 over Montgomery County. We just talked to Monroe City coach David Kirby on the United Systems hotline. They've got a big one next week with South Shelby coming to town, and South Shelby will be rolling in off a 62-0 victory over West Tran. Scotland County over Highland 29-8. Salisbury over Mark Twain 10-6. Pittsfield beats Athens for the first time since joining the Sangamo Conference in 2014. Draven Peterball with the game-winning touchdown there on a 59-yard play on 4th and 5. Big-time catch by Peterball for a 14-7 victory for the Saukeys. Pleasant Hill shuts out Beardstown 20-0. Big-time win for the Wolves. They haven't beat a lot of teams in the WIVC North over the years. That's a big-time victory. We got some other scores from around the state. We're going to go to our Western Big Six scoreboard. Dunlap over Rock Island 41-31. The Rocks come to Flynn Stadium next week. Moline loses to Lyle Bennett Academy 49-29. Geneseo beats Clinton 20-6. United Township over Chicago Noble 67-0. And Niles Notre Dame beats Sterling 17-0. Around the Central State 8, Quincy Notre Dame will play its first Central State 8 conference game next week against Springfield Southeast. Southeast doesn't play until tomorrow when it takes on Lincoln. But other games in the league, Sacred Heart Griffin beats Mascoutah 43-22. Taylorville over Robinson 34-0. Cardinal Ritter out of St. Louis 28-10 over Rochester in a battle of reigning state champions from both sides of the river. That's a big-time game. Chatham Glenwood with a 35-31 victory. Jacksonville beats Decatur Eisenhower 65-12. And Springfield beats MacArthur 21-7. So there's your Central State 8 scores. A lot to get to, a lot to talk about. We'll have more updates on our website. We'll have a full scoreboard updated on our website. We'll have game stories. We'll have highlights. So make sure you check out muddyriversports.com later tonight and tomorrow for full updates. I know we'll have a couple photo galleries from games tonight, so to make sure you check that out. We'll also have an update on our Starry Star of the Night, which we'll share on social media here shortly, but brought to you by Refreshment Services Pepsi. We want to go ahead each week and highlight somebody who stood out, somebody who made an impact on a tide-turning victory or a key play in a game in a victory that is significant. And we're going to stay right here in the Gem City this week. We're going to go out to 10th and Jackson, where Quincy Notre Dame beat Richmond Burton 22-10, and senior safety Wyatt Mueller is our Starry Star of the night. 2 interceptions defensively, and then he catches a 9-yard touchdown pass on the offensive side. Big night for Wyatt Mueller, kid who has already committed to Illinois State to play safety, going to the D1, the FCS level. He's an impact player at every level for them, offensively and defensively, and it showed tonight. Quincy Notre Dame had twice gone to Richmond Burton and lost. That's a team that had won 45 of its last 47 regular season games after winning last week. Took it on the chin tonight because Notre Dame was so good defensively. Wyatt Mueller, huge reason for that. So Wyatt Mueller, senior safety from Quincy, Notre Dame, our Starry Star of the Night, brought to you by Refreshment Services Pepsi. You can check out more about his effort and the entire effort of the Raiders at MuddyRiverSports.com later on. Right now, though, we're going to take a break. When we're going to come back, we'll break it down real briefly with Shane Holsey of our staff. He was in Bowling Green tonight. And then we'll wrap it up for this episode of Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.
So what separates us most from all the other dealerships is the Toyota brand itself.
Once they buy a Toyota, they never buy anything else. #1 vehicle on the market, the best sedan on the market, some of the best reliable trucks on the market. And our main goal here is to try and get our customers the best payment possible.
We know the process and we pass that along to you.
We're simply looking to buy vehicles off the street.
And we want all makes and models of vehicles.
And you don't even have to buy anything in return. We'll just simply purchase it from you.
We can purchase a vehicle in 10 or 15 minutes or less.
Since 1929, we've been here to serve our communities with the best products and the best service. You are the reason we go to work every day, and we thank you for that. After all, we live where you do.
Muddy Night Lights is also brought to you by Town & Country Inn and Nationwide Transportation.
The Smart Start Transfer Career Academy lets you get your associate's degree early, starting in high school.
I graduated my associate's degree on Friday, 2 days before I graduated high school on Sunday.
It allowed me to get way, way ahead.
Having my prerequisites done is going to help me a lot, as I will get to start a year earlier than I would have without it.
It's really easy to make good connections with people that actually care about you. They helped me plan things out in a way that I definitely wouldn't have been able to do on my own. It made it really easy for me.
I love to shop online, and one thing I'm not going to screw up is a piece of jewelry that I'm going to wear for the rest of my life.
And it's as simple as just being able to see it. Like, just being able to actually physically hold it and see it. That's different than like, oh, look, I'm on the internet. Like, let me just, that looks nice, I think.
Trying on rings and seeing different sizes and the different colors, and I just want to be able to touch and feel it and have the experience. Having the experience is going to be more important to me than just adding something to a cart and clicking buy now.
There are 3 things that she's going to get asked. How did he propose? How big's the diamond? And where did he get it?
I'm proud to tell my friends that, this is where I got my ring.
I don't know. It just seems like it's kind of a no-brainer.
Welcome back to Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. We're nearing the end of our 2 hours of live talk about high school football. We want to get to one more game, though, before we call it a night. Muddy River Sports writer Shane Holsey joining me here in the Refreshment Services Pepsi studio. You made the trek down Highway 61 to Bowling Green tonight, and you saw a butt whooping, didn't you?
Yes, I did. It was a haul Bowling Green from about the 3rd or 4th play of the game.
7 touchdowns on the first 17 plays.
17 plays, and overall, counting a kneel down, 21 plays and 8 touchdowns in the first half.
That's
7 went for 20 or more yards.
That's impressive. That's impressive. And we're talking about a Palmyra team that was coming off a win at Hallsville last week in double overtime, that had some momentum with it, that we thought had turned a corner, and I still believe has.
Yes.
I just think they ran into a team that was loaded for bear tonight.
And this was a case where I feel like Bowling Green played their A-plus game, and Palmyra maybe played a C-minus game.
Yeah.
And when you combine that, this is what you get.
Yeah, this is you got to remember how good Bowling Green is. And there was something at stake tonight for Bowling Green. Mark St. Clair sitting on 199 career victories, the former Hannibal coach, who I can't say enough good things about, and really thrilled for him to hit a milestone mark. But there was a reason for the Bobcats to come out and play the way they did. There was inspiration there.
Yeah, they left little doubt, and you knew about halfway through the second quarter they were going to be celebrating with their coach, and they did plenty of that afterwards.
Did you get the chance to talk to Coach St. Clair afterward?
I did.
What did he have to say about the number 200?
First of all, you know the kind of guy he is.
I do.
He did not want to take any credit for it. I mean, he
Not
passed
surprised.
it on to the Greg Nesbitts and the Frank Lemons of the world that helped him get his start. And he said, "Yeah, it's nice, but we're 2-0." Those are the first words out of his mouth.
Doesn't
Obviously
surprise
means a lot, but we're 2-0.
Doesn't surprise me. He's that's the way he is.
Yep.
But he's one heck of a coach. He's earned all those 200 victories, and like I've said a couple times during the show, Hall of Fame guy, Hall of Fame coach, and he's got a team that's really good, doesn't he?
Yeah, he had 4 different guys score rushing touchdowns in the first half. 3 had multiple touchdowns. I mean, he even said he's got 4 or 5 guys that he can feel like he can just run out there whenever.
Yeah. Well, that's impressive. And I don't want to take too much away from Palmyra tonight because they did so many good things week 1 that you don't want this effort to derail what they're accomplishing. So you hope that they can bounce back from that next week because I think Palmyra's got a chance to do some things in the CCC.
And Layden Simmons scored a couple fourth quarter touchdowns. Good to see from him. Not a guy that has a lot of experience at running back, but he's able to break free on a couple in the fourth quarter. And you hope that's kind of one of those things where, we got our butts whooped, but look what we can do. That's the kind of and look what they did last week.
Well, I think that's the thing. I think you sometimes you got to tip your hat and go, that was a really good team that just
sometimes
beat us.
the star, when we say the stars aligned,
Yeah.
it was just one of those nights where the stars just aligned.
Well, CCC or Clarence Cannon Conference play begins next week. No matter what, they're going to see some really good teams. I don't know if they'll see a team as good as Bowling Green. They might, because South Shelby sounds like it's loaded.
Put up, 62 points tonight?
Yeah, back-to-back 60-point games.
Not too bad, isn't it?
Wow. Amazing. So obviously we'll get you out and about and get you over to some CCC games. Here's the weeks wind down, but the first 2 weeks of football have been fun, haven't they?
Nothing better.
Good. Well, I know you have more writing to do. You got a deadline to meet because we got to get everything on our website.
Yep.
So I better let you go get that done. But it has been. It's been a phenomenal night here in downtown Quincy at the Refreshment Services Pepsi Studio. Can't thank all the coaches and other media members who have joined us to break down everything that went on tonight. Make sure you check out muddyriversports.com. Go to our website. We'll have stories, photo galleries, updates, full scoreboard, and not just high school football. There was some volleyball action tonight at the Lady Sons Classic. Championships are set for Saturday, so check that out. Quincy University plays its home football opener tomorrow, 1 p.m. against Lincoln, the first home game of the Jason Kilday era. You can go to our website and check out a column I wrote about Brock Inman with the legacy of number 22 as the middle linebacker and a full game preview. So lots going on. We're going to have an incredibly busy Saturday. Volleyball, softball, soccer. There's some prep football games going on tomorrow throughout the state. So make sure you check everything out. We want to thank all of our sponsors for making this possible. And we'll be back here next week, 10 to midnight, once again, live for Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply. Make sure you check us out. If you didn't stay up with us, go online. You'll be able to find us, the recorded version. And we'll be back right here next week. Have a great rest of your weekend. It's football season. Got to take advantage of it. I'm Muddy River Sports Editor Matt Shuckman. This has been Muddy Night Lights, powered by Farm and Home Supply.